Hello and welcome to Chuck Cookie Games match preview of West Ham United against Freiburg. The Hammers have it all to do at the London Stadium on Thursday night, 1-0 down in the last 16 of the Europa League. Gonzo, what were your thoughts on Freiburg last week?
I thought they were pretty poor, Geo, for the third time this season, actually. I thought, again, what can you say? We were overly cautious against the team that didn't have that much threat against us. I thought their goal came from a really big error from us. I mean, you could say two errors, but one of them was the big one. I think Zouma completely lost his man. I think I think we played badly and we still shouldn't have lost. I think Bowen missed a chance. It was on his left foot, actually, as well, Bowen. He missed a chance. He's very clinical. Obviously, 14 goals in the league this season alone. He'd normally finish that type of thing. They didn't look a team that were particularly confident, and they didn't look a team that were packed full of threat. And I obviously, I understand that, these comments can come back and bite me on the arse and whatnot, but I just giving my honest opinion, I did not think they looked a particularly good team.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything you've just said, actually. I thought it was quite a balanced game last week. I don't think either team did enough to win, really. And it was always going to be a game of tight margins. At halftime, I thought it was on a bit of a knife edge, that game. Both teams creating half chances, nothing big opportunities or anything like that. Bowen's volley, it was a tricky one. I'd expect him to do better. Paqueta had his header. Mavropanos hit the post. There was a penalty call at the end, which on another day goes in our favour. But likewise, they had a couple of opportunities down their end, obviously taking one of them with Gregorish coming off the bench as well and substitute winning the game for them. It's one of them that came away not feeling like a sense of injustice or anything because they took their opportunity and we didn't. But I came away quite confident. Obviously, this is pre-Burnley, but I came away quite confident that we could turn this round because I wasn't impressed by them. And like you said, I think the key thing here is the third time this season. If that was the first time we'd played them, you'd be taking it with a pinch of salt, which is this is how they normally are, or was that a bit of an off day for them? Well, actually, this is the third game now we've played them where we've not been that impressed. We've not been blown away by them. So I think there's enough evidence to take it into this one that we can still turn this around. But obviously since then we've had the Burnley game and they've had a game as well in the Bundesliga, which we'll cover in just a second as well. But your thoughts on Freiburg were, to sum it up, they did okay, but nothing that give you the fear.
No, and I think they're obviously, they may well say, well, hold on, we didn't play well either, which I would totally accept if that's the case, but we did not play well. What I would also possibly suggest is we don't play well very often. And so it's the onus is on us to really do something different. I didn't see what they did at the weekend, actually.
Well, I'll tell you in a second. Before I do, this video is sponsored by Manscaped. As we're approaching spring, it's time for that big clean out. So get rid of those razors that you're no longer using in the bathroom, because all you need to get your hands on is a Lawnmower 5 with its interchangeable head, which allows you to shave down there and up here. Keep your facial hair intact, but also get rid of that winter boost that you no longer need with the spring clean. Here at Hammers Chat, we're giving you 20%. You're giggling, you're making me smile. We are giving you 20% off everything at Manscaped, plus free shipping worldwide. Just head over to the website, anything that you want, bung it in your basket, use the code HammersChat, all one word, and you'll get 20% off absolutely everything. So gentlemen, time to get spring cleaning, cleaning down there, and also it's steak and blowjob day, so get ready. Anyway, Gonzo, would you like to know how Freiburg got on the weekend?
Well, you could say, would you like to know how I like my steak?
We haven't won yet.
No, that's true.
Maybe we win the Europa League.
Yeah.
They won 2-1, but they did play. Okay. They did play Bochum away from home, who are not a very good side in the Bundesliga. However, we played Burnley at home, who are not a very good side in the Premier League. During their 2-1 win, they had one change from the side that faced us last weekend. Haller came out, and Gregorish, who scored the winner against us, he went in and scored again. So Strike's got a little bit of a selection dilemma on his hands, as does David Moyes, because two strikers who didn't start last week have scored pivotal goals at the weekend for the side. So a bit of a headache for both managers. Was there any player in particular that stood out for you last week?
No, I think they're a very, very average team, Geo. I really do. And this is what concerns me more than anything. I also looked at Burnley and thought that they are not average team, they're a poor team. I think this is the problem. You don't have to be exceptional to get at West Ham anymore. And this is a worry, because they have plenty of competent players. I like the manager. I've got to say, I like the way he is on the touchline. He seems proactive. I don't think he's got the best group of players in the world, but I think he appears slightly more switched on than David Moyes, which is a slight concern, actually. So yeah, I'm worried about this one, but no, I can't lie and pretend that they have loads and loads of players. In fact, in many respects, who you said was the Japanese Shakira.
Doan.
I thought he didn't get us as much as he could have done. Actually, I thought in many respects there were a lot of opportunities where he let us off the hook. So no, I think they can play better though. I do think they can play better.
Yeah, I think Salah caused us bothers again. He was the one playing the previous 2 games that stood out for me, and I think he stood out again Thursday. I do think our captain being back compared to the other 2 games, Gunter, I thought he made a difference, and he didn't cause us problems, but I do feel he pushed Kudus back quite a lot, especially in the first half on Thursday, and he was helping overload that side. I think Soufal had his hands full, but I was very impressed with the job Soufal did defensively, but I think part of that impression he made on me was because they were getting quite a lot of bodies down that side, actually. And I think while Gunter didn't do anything, I think just his presence and his positioning was enough to cause us a little bit of bother. I do think their keeper's shaky, though. I know he's had a bit of a shaky start at Freiburg and strikes stuck with him. But very early on, we sort of forced him onto his left foot and he sliced out for a throw-in. And I thought, here we go, got a bit of a wobble here. But we didn't really do anything after that. There was no let's capitalise on that. Let's keep putting him under pressure. We allowed him to sort of regain his confidence very quickly with these back passes. But I did find that in the second half, I thought Freiburg were a little bit reluctant to pass it back to him as much as they did in the first half. So I don't know if they got a little bit iffy with the keeper. So I think there's an opportunity there. I mean, good shot stopper, as we've seen with the Jared Bowen save. But in terms of back passes, I do think there's maybe an opportunity I'd like us to try and seize a little bit more. But yeah, I thought they did okay, Freiburg. They weren't impressive. I don't think they were a good team, but I don't think we were a good team either. Now, moving on to West Ham, we'll start with team news. Emerson is unlikely to be available for this game. He has been ruled out for 7 to 14 days by ex-West Ham employee. Obviously, he got injured a week ago, so that would be that we're coming up to his recovery period. So there's a very slim chance he'll be available for Thursday. A bit more, but still a slim chance he'll be available for Villa, but it's not a long-term injury. And worst case scenario, he should be back for the Newcastle game after the international break. Now, Gonzo, this one's going to be interesting. So I think we've got no Emerson. Is that, I think, because it's quite obvious what we'd do if Emerson was available. We'd put him in.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, let's pretend we don't. Yeah,
and no Maxwell Cornet. Cornet's still absent.
Okay. You could say that for the rest. You could copy and paste that into every preview.
Yeah, Cornet is absent, and for this preview, Emerson is absent as well. Just a reminder for anyone that's new around here, this is what we want to see, what we think David Moyes will do. Usually 2 different things. But in goal, Gonzo, Fabianski got the nod in Germany, was untested, so he had a decent game, but largely untested. Alphonse Areola with another big save at the weekend. So what are you going for this one? Because I think me and your old man almost persuaded you a little bit between the preview and the match.
Yeah, you did, and you've converted me. Yes, I will go with Areola for this one. I'm not mucking around in this game, and I would hope that David Moyes doesn't do the same. Not that I consider the goalkeeping position to be the ultimate mucking around, but I do. He has, unless he knows otherwise. He's not only his job, but his reputation at West Ham hangs in the balance here. He does not have a loss against Freiburg in the bank. He has to pick. I was going to say he has to pick his best team. He actually has to pick his best team, not what he thinks is his best team. I think his idea of his best team and what is actually West Ham's best team are 2 very, very different things. Why we find ourselves scrambling around, like we did, not just against Burnley, but scrambling around trying to get a 94th minute penalty from a handball against Freiburg in the first leg. We get this desperation where basically David Moyes, during the course of a game, dismantles his team and finishes up with something completely different because his initial plan is not working, and it all gets very desperate. So let's just have it there from the start. So let's have Areola in goal.
Yeah, I completely agree. I would reword that slightly different from my opinion. and that is he's got to pick a team to win on Thursday. Yeah. I think sometimes his team can be draw, try and snatch a win, but draw, worst case scenario. Yeah. Well, that's no good on Thursday night. It would have worked in Germany. Everybody came away with 0-0. Fine, it's done its job. It's worked. I get it. Playing away in European football over a two-legged tie, I get why you would approach the first leg away from home cautiously and be happy with the draw. I would have been happy with the draw. Taking it back to London Stadium, 0-0, 1-1, whatever. I would have been happy with that, but it didn't work. It backfired. We cannot have the same approach on Thursday. I don't want to see us leaving it till the hour, then go attacking. We've got to attack from the off against this team, because this is where we might see a different Freiburg. We've seen a Freiburg thus far where the game starts 0-0. Now, the game starts 0-0 on Thursday, but the tie starts 1-0 Freiburg. They're coming into this one with the upper hand, which is not something we've seen in the previous 3 games yet. They've come into it. Well, actually, when we played them at the London Stadium in the group stage, they needed to win. A draw or a win for West Ham, we won the group. They had to win the group. Now, I think they approached it with we're not that bothered, we're through kind of attitude. And it was light work for us. But when they came to the London Stadium, they had to win. Completely different Thursday. They just need to draw. They can now set up how David Moyes sometimes sets up away from home in European football. So we now need to set up with an aggressive attack, actually. I think we need to see a team. Totally when the lineup comes out on Thursday, we all go, bloody hell, we're going for this. I'm not saying throw the kitchen sink from the start. That's a last 15, 20-minute job. But from the off, we need a lineup that says we're here to win. Areola and goal for me as well. It's got to be our strongest 11. It's up to the coaching staff, the goalkeeping staff, Xabi Valero. It's up to him to get Areola ready for penalties. If it goes to penalties, we cannot have a Blackburn Rovers shootout on our hands. I know he's saved a couple of pens this season, Areola, but he's not been the best historically at clubs prior to West Ham. We need to be ready for a penalty shootout on the off chance this goes to full distance, and that means getting the goalkeeper ready. If it's Areola or Fabianski, they need to be clued up. I want to see that water bottle with all the names and stuff on it. Every other keeper in the league bloody has, except the West Ham one. I want to see preparation. Areola and goal for me. Back 4.
Sufal, Mavropanos, Ogbonna, and Johnson for me, please. Thank you very much.
Was it difficult to pick your centre backs for this one? Because
no,
I think Mavropanos and Agerd were poor. In my opinion, to be fair, you didn't rate them that highly either. Mavropanos and Agerd were poor. Zuma's been a bit iffy for a while, and then you've got Ogbonna, who, well, he's old.
Yeah, but he is untarnished by the recent nonsense. And then I think Mavropanos in the last 4 games has been the least crap. So because he's got a couple of really good performances behind him, I don't think. Well, looking funny, I've got my Patreon player ratings book here. Plug. Zouma doesn't have an outstanding game. He ripped my words. I gave him 2 out of 10 against Arsenal. So looking at against Arsenal, against Forest, Brentford, but whereas Mavropanos had some good games in there. Obviously Zouma scored a goal against Everton, and that was did okay there. But Mavropanos has been less crap than the others recently, and that's saying something. He scored an own goal.
It's a difficult one. So Falco's in 100%.
Yeah.
Mavropanos I'm putting in as well, because I agree with you. I thought he was poor against Burnley. However, I'm almost putting it down to the Agerd factor. Maybe he makes him nervous. I think he might make Kurt Zouma nervous as well. Zouma partnered Mavropanos last week, and I thought they were okay. I thought they weren't a disaster against Freiburg, but I did feel Zouma was a mistake waiting to happen. I thought his passing was sloppy. I think he looks slow. And if one advantage Freiburg might have on Thursday is they can counter-attack. We should be pushing forward. So it's a case of, do you want the quick but crap in the air Gerd against Gregorish, who's good in the air, or do you want the slow broken Zouma, who's also good in the air, or do you want the slow but you don't know what you're going to get Ogbonna? And I think I'd gamble with this one and go Ogbonna as well. Now, my hesitancy regarding Ogbonna is I'd play Creswell at left back. I thought Creswell was fine against Burnley, and I thought he did reasonably well against Freiburg last week. I think he's had 2 games where I've got no concerns. Doan should still start on Thursday, and he cuts in on his left foot. That won't expose Cresswell's lack of pace, I don't think. So I would go Sufal, Mavropanos, Ogbonna, and Cresswell. Now, I've got a feeling our remaining 6 might match, but talk me through your midfield, please.
I've got 2 ideas for this team. And
well, I might match with one of your idea then.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. So let me just go with the first one, but then let me talk you through the second. So the first one would be to have Alvarez and Souček in the middle with Paqueta as a number 10, and then a front 3 of Kudus, Antonio, and Bowen. However, if you really want to win this game and win it in the first half, by the way, and get through in the first half, here's a team for you that will win the game. Absolutely would win the game.
I know what you're way to say.
Of course you do, and it's because it's the right thing to do. And this is a home game. Read the room. That team got booed off the pitch. Not only did that team get booed off the pitch at half time at West Ham, I'm talking about Burnley here. There is no tolerance in that crowd to watch James Ward-Prowse pass that ball backwards anymore, unfortunately. And I don't think it's Ward-Prowse's fault, because I think he's been used in 2 positions that don't suit him. But he's not suited to either of them. He can't play the positions. If the best thing you can say about an attacking midfielder is that he presses well, then forget it. Those are not the prerequisites for an attacking midfielder. He needs to be able to have a goal threat. He needs to be able to dribble. He needs to have vision. He doesn't have that stuff. What we want to do is we want to win this game. Alvarez, and then next to him as a number 8, Lucas Paquetá. Number 10, or whatever you want to call it, I would be putting in Mohamed Kudus, Antonio left, Bowen right, Danny Ings up front. Absolutely swarming.
I thought I was way to half agree with that, but then you just put Ings up front on his own, which is a big.
No, I haven't. I mean, Kudus will be right next to him, and if that's not the case, then if it's not working, you very quickly put Antonio right next to Danny Ings, and you put Kudus on the left. You want that fluid. Yeah, and it's very important that Danny Ings is not on his own. He must.
I get it. That's sort of my plan B if it's not working. My plan A would be the team you initially said, which is Alvarez and Souček, then Bowen, Paqueta, Kudus with Antonio up front. Harsh on Ings, because I feel like you need to capitalise on his good 15-20 minutes against Burnley. Score 2 goals. I know one was disallowed, but he didn't know. Well, he wasn't offside, but he didn't know Antonio was going to be offside. It's still a fantastic finish, whether it's disallowed or not. It's still a fantastic finish by Ings. The goal it did count was sensational, and then the half volley that hit the bar was also an incredible strike. So I think Ings did everything he could to say, pick me on Thursday. And I think a lot of people will include him in their teams, and I completely understand why. But for me, I'm not sure I'd like a midfield of Alvarez and Paqueta. I just think it's too open. And whilst we need to win, I don't think we can concede. If we concede on Thursday, I think the best we can hope for is it goes to extra time, because I can't see us scoring 3 goals in 90 minutes against anyone at the minute, really. Saying that, we did it against Everton, but I don't want to rely on a 96-minute counter-attacking goal from Edson Alvarez. The thing with James Ward-Prowse is, some games as a number 10, it has worked. I just can't see it working in this game. Those games where it has worked, it's when we have been sitting back. We have done counter-attacking football, and he has been helping Jarrod Bowen press from the front. I don't see this game as that type of match. This is where the onus is on us to attack. You're going to have the lion's share of the ball, probably. Come and attack Freiburg. They're going to be the ones possibly happy to sit back, and I'm not sure that's where it's going to get the best out of James Ward-Prowse. So I think he should play number 10 there. I think the last 2 games we've seen him start in the middle and get shifted out to the left so we can get Paqueta into the middle. Within 20 minutes of both games, he was even earlier against Burnley, which in Germany last week it was 20 minutes or something. He switched it against Burnley. It was 15 minutes. Yeah. It's too, when that's happening, it means there's something wrong with your starting 11 both occasions. So we can't have Ward-Prowse starting, and he'll be a good asset off the bench if we're protected a lead. If we're 2-0 up, he's a good player to bring on to keep the ball. If we're really struggling, we need a goal. He's probably a good player to bring on so that we can start whipping in because naturally, due to the circumstances, we will be attacking more, getting more set pieces, getting more corners, and bringing him on for the last 15 minutes with his delivery. But I agree with part of your starting 11 anyway. Bowen on the right, I thought he looked good against Burnley there. Caruso on the left, not his best position, but at least he can get at this right back and get some crosses in. And then Antonio up front.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. Right then, I'm just going to point you in the direction of our Patreon now, patreon.com/Hammers Chat. If you would like to support the channel, or you would like additional videos, or you'd like to enter our giveaways, we've got Aston Villa ticket giveaways. No, we're not paying anyone to go. If you want to go, you can win number 3. We've got our prediction competition for this game, and it doesn't matter which tier you're subscribed to. If you get this right and you are our overall winner, you have to select the score and the first scorer of the match. So, for example, you say 2-1 West Ham, Bowen to score, and that happens in 90 minutes. All the winners going to bowl. There's only ever twice been more than one winner. So if you win, you probably win it. Doesn't matter which tier you subscribe to, a signed shirt is up for grabs. If you are a supporter or a mild addict, you will win a signed Alphonse Areola shirt. But if you are an addict, you will win a signed Lucas Paqueta shirt as well as a signed Tony Gale autobiography. So big prizes up for
Good
grabs.
Prizes.
Links in description below or the pinned comments, or you can go to patreon.com/Hammers Chat. And if you're a current patron, please do log in and get your entries in now. From £3.60 per month, thank you to everybody who does join up. It allows us to do these videos once a day, one video per day per channel. Simple as that. Right, Gonzo, we've got 2 Are You Confident, right? So the first one is, are you confident to win this game, to win the match?
Yes. Yes,
and are you confident we're going to go through? Because we can win the match and still go out. We win by a goal, it goes to extra time and penalties.
I am, but there is a caveat to that, which is all of this is based on David Moyes having desire and a survival instinct. And I know people are going to laugh, but the knowledge and the understanding of what he's been doing hasn't worked. He needs to attack this team. Everton was a late rescue act, right? We tried the late rescue act. It worked. Freiburg, we tried the late rescue act. We didn't get the handball. It didn't work. Burnley, we tried late rescue act as well. It's quite, and did it work? Well, it got us a point. That's not good enough against Burnley at home. This is how we're playing it. It's not working. So I'm working on the assumption that David Moyes really enjoyed winning that trophy last season. I'm working on the assumption that even if he does leave, he wants to stick 2 fingers up at West Ham, right? West Ham fans, and say, there you go, I'm walking away. There's another trophy and I'm leaving on my own terms, right? Moyes, he knows best and all that, right? That's what I'm assuming he would like to do, even if he does leave. And if he's going to do that, he's going to have to change his ways. What he cannot do is try and defend his way through this game. We're behind. So I expect, again, he's got 1,000-odd games. I expect him to at least understand the simple mathematics of it, which we are a goal down. He now needs to attack. Even Michail Antonio hinted at it after the, basically, we go behind and we know we need to, when we're behind, we show a bit more intent. Well, we are behind. So now for a first game in a long time, we're starting a game from behind. So now he has to start a game as he usually finishes them, which is from a deficit position. So if he does that, and as long as he understands the situation he's in and he has a little bit of desire, I am confident that we go through, because I think if we attack them and all our best players are on the pitch, then I think we're too much for them.
Yeah, I was confident. After Thursday, we got beat 1-0. Thursday night, Friday, even Saturday, I was still thinking, we'll be all right. We'll be all right on Thursday. We'll win. Will we do it in 90 minutes, or will we need extra time? I'm not sure, but I'm confident we'll beat this Freiburg team, because I wasn't impressed by it. I'm not going to start making on that they're some sort of world beaters because they beat us. No, they weren't a good side. We weren't a good side either. But I do think we've still got those players capable of winning a game on their own. And last Thursday, we were unlucky not to score on some occasion. Did we do enough to win the game? No, but I think we did enough to get a goal at least. And against Burnley, again, you could argue we were unlucky not to win it in the end. Did we deserve to? No, but I would argue Burnley were also unlucky not to win it at the end with Sanderberg and Josh Brownhill's opportunities right at the death there. The fact is that we are starting this game a goal down. And when you said Moyes is going to have to change his ways, I'm not sure he does. I think Moyes can probably still do what he does and we win this game, because the game was that close last week and Freiburg are not that good a team. However, I do think he will make one change. And I say crazy. The thing is, he probably only needs to do one change. and that is to take Ward-Prowse out of midfield and put in Michail Antonio, and then shuffle the deck a little bit. He only needs to do one change to take it from a defensive-looking side to an attacking-looking side. One change, that's all he has to do. And he has shown in the past he will drop Thomas Souček. I can't recall off the top of my head he's shown that he will drop James Ward-Prowse, but what he has shown recently and quite often is he will sub James Ward-Prowse early. He subbed him at half-time at the weekend. He subbed him against Freiburg. He subbed him against Everton as well. When against Everton is 1-1, we needed to do something. Ward-Prowse was the one that made way. David Moyes went, I need to attack more. I need more attacking intent. Ward-Prowse is the one coming out of the team. And he did it at the weekend as well. So every time in the last 3 games, Moyes has had to do something to turn the side more attacking and increase the chances of us scoring. Ward-Prowse has been the one that's come out. So while I think he has to do one change, I think there's enough evidence to suggest that Moyes is aware of the one change that he should possibly do in order to take this game to Freiburg. I don't think we'll do that. I don't think we're going to come out and throw the kitchen sink at them. I think we'll come out and do what we usually do, just with one more attacking player on the pitch, and that might be enough. It might be. Freiburg are not a good side. I'm confident that we'll win. I'm not confident we'll go through, though. I don't know why. I think it's the Burnley games just really rocked me, truth be told, Gonzo. That first half was just terrible. We play like that, then we could go down. And I'm not confident. I think we need to keep a clean sheet if we want to go through 90 minutes. Can I get any final words from yourself and your score prediction, please?
Yeah, I feel I've reached a point. I don't know why Burnley would be the tipping point for me, and I feel I've maybe been maybe a little bit understanding, and maybe a little bit of the mindset that maybe David Moyes' tactics can work and they will work. But I think after Burnley, I've never been more sure of how much I'm just sick of this stuff. I'm absolutely sick of it. Actually, you know what? The crappy wins aren't washing for me anymore. I've got to say the undeserved wins and the stuff like that. I'm absolutely sick now. I've reached a tipping point of David Moyes' lack of ambition in terms of it's not about entertainment. It's really not, because I often mention, and we discussed it when I did the Q&A with Dean Ashton. You know, I asked him about Pardew, didn't I? I asked him about this thing I've always spoken about. When Adam Pardew came in at West Ham, he said, look, West Ham have got a reputation for playing football, but they take too many moves to attack. Rather than being 20 moves to score a goal, I want to get them scoring in 5 or 6 passes. Bang, 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 bang. That's my favourite football. All right? And it might not be the most entertaining football, but it's fast and it's Premier League football. So I don't have this desire to see us play like Man City. I really don't. So it's not about entertainment, but it's about ambition to go and win the game. And I think the thing I didn't like about Burnley was that was almost the final straw, because there is this perception, and this is something that we as fans can never explain to the outside media. They just don't get it when the mainstream legacy media, whatever you want to call it, are having a go at us as West Ham fans. The one point it's very, very hard to make is that we have no ambition, whether we're playing Bristol City, whether we're playing Burnley, or whether we're playing the Harlem Globetrotters or Real Madrid. We do not. This is how we play, and it's stifling, and it's embarrassing. It is actually embarrassing. It really is. No one wants to hear the song "How Crap Must You Be, We're Winning Away" when it's sung by Burnley. All right, you don't mind hearing it sung by Tottenham if they're having a bad run of form, or but it's not great. But by a team that are genuinely crap, when their fans are singing those lyrics, they can't believe. My goodness,
when the team bottom of the league is mocking you.
The geezer on when you did the little video with the Burnley fan, no, we got no chance. We got no chance. You will win. That's how crap they were. And we feared them. Oh, hold on. We've got to be careful of this lot. Actually, you don't. And there was a tipping point. And I'm sick of seeing it. I am sick, absolutely sick to death of watching this crap. And I understand what he's done for us. I really, really do. But there comes a point when surely there comes a point where you have to have some form of evolution. And I don't know why that game was special. I don't know what happened there, but I've had enough. I've absolutely had enough. So he better bloody win this, quite frankly. Those are my final words. And do you know what? And it is. I'm not saying entertain me. He better bloody win this. And he better do, because there has to be some value for watching this utter crap. Because what you're going to do is you're going to stink the place out and you're going to fear Burnley. Honestly, it's like a tiger being scared of a mouse. If you're going to do this and you're going to act like that, and whatever, it's about like the bloody lion in the Wizard of Oz. If we're going to be like this, then you better win. If you are going to serve up crap, then you better make sure that it does the job. Because well, listen, people can have their own opinions, and I'm just sick of seeing it now. So get the job done, get through, and we'll have some more wins afterwards. Thank you very much, because the only thing that makes this awful, unambitious football palatable.
Anyway, we'll get your score prediction in a minute. I get what you're saying. I reached that point I don't even know when. It was a long time ago. That's why when we were 2-0 down against Burnley, I wasn't surprised. I was just a bit like, I was angry. I was pissed off, but I wouldn't say I was livid or anything like that, which is what I usually would have been. My emotions sort of capped to some extent now, where it's just a bit like it doesn't impact me as much as it would have done previously. And when I went on the Burnley's channel, and Joe said to me, why would you like Moyes to go at the end of the season? So I explained why I would like Moyes to go at the end of the season. And I reiterated very clearly, it's not about results. We're 7th in the league. I'm happy with 7th in the league. I don't think we could become a Champions League club. We'd have to get the next manager bang on, like 100% bang on, in order for us to bridge that gap. If the next manager comes along and he's good, I think we'll still maintain the results. That is a good manager. So anyway, I said it's not the results. And then lo and behold, in the comments, you deluded everything. You can do better than 7th. I thought I literally just explained to you, black and white, clear as day, it's not about results. Now, luckily, a couple of our subscribers kindly went and watched that video and replied to them saying, hang on a minute, it's got nothing to do with results. Ralph and Joe both said, this has got nothing to do with results. You're completely missing the point here. And someone said, I'll take him to Burnley. And obviously, a couple of people said, go on then. Take him. I'll drive him up for you, kind of thing. But even when you explain to them, they don't listen. They do not listen. Anyway, in regards to this night, I think we'll win in 90 minutes. I've just got a bad feeling. That confidence I had that we'd win and go through, I don't know. I've just got a bad feeling. I don't want it to end, because on Thursday, for me, Thursday night is not about David Moyes. It's not about James Ward-Prowse or anyone. It's about West Ham getting into the quarterfinals of the Europa League, and that is it. Quite frankly, I don't care how we do it. It could be the ugliest 2-0 win ever. I will be happy. Yes, I'll evaluate the game and say it was pretty crap.
Yeah.
But in terms of the cup, all I care about is getting into the next round, and then we'll worry about the bigger picture later on, and we can look forward to the quarterfinal draw as well and get our hopes up for seeing who we're playing in the next round. I've thoroughly enjoyed European football. I don't want it to end. I do not want this to be the last night, because this could be, if we go out on Thursday, this could be the last night. Well, we don't know how long for, but it could be a few years at least before we see European football again at West Ham United. And I don't want to experience that. I've thoroughly enjoyed watching us Europa League, Conference League, Europa League, enjoyed it, loved it. And I want to be excited for the draw. If we go out on Thursday and that Europa League draw comes round and it comes up on Sky Sports, where you get your notifications saying Liverpool draw Leverkusen, there's going to be an element of sadness about it, where we're not involved anymore. I get it with the FA Cup. Once Bristol City went through, I was watching Bristol City play the next game. Why can't that be us? I don't want that feeling. I want to go through at all costs on Thursday night. Can I get your score prediction, please?
Yeah, I think we're going to win handsomely, actually. For those reasons, I cannot allow myself to believe that David Moyes is going to... He has to learn. How can you possibly not? How can you possibly not? I've got to say this. I don't know why I'm pointing at you. It's not your fault. Vladimir Soufal said...
That's definitely not me.
So, said we were brave. West Ham were brave. And it was almost as if there was some kind of bravery, some kind of switch in attitude that allowed West Ham to get back against Burnley. it wasn't bravery from them. I think Soufal was brave all game. I think he had a decent enough game. It was bravery from the manager. There's one thing that happened on there, and that is that come the end, Paqueta, everyone was on the pitch at the same time. It was just quality. The manager had to do it, and I cannot understand how another human being, and I'm talking about David Moyes here, could not see what made the difference there. And if he's seen it, even if it's take 1,021 games, whatever it is, extra attackers on it. So I think if we get that on there, we go for any of the teams that we mentioned, we will be too much for them. I really do. So I absolutely think, as long as he does that, and I think he will, I think we win 3-0 or something like that.
I'm going to say we win 2-1. And I think I don't know why, I've just got this horrible feeling I'm going to go out in pens.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong. Trust me. I hope you're right. I just would love to see us go through on Thursday night. And I hope I'm wrong about the outcome, but because this is not a good Freiburg side. But at the minute, this West Ham side aren't playing well either. But all we need is 2 of our front 3. And when I say front 3, I don't include Michail Antonio. Paqueta could do sport. We need 2 of them to turn up. And if they do, we've got enough to win the game if the rest of them play decent.
Yes.
That's all. We've got match winners on our side. We need 2 of them to turn up. We've seen glimpses of form from some of them. I was relieved with the performance of Paqueta in the second half against Burnley because I thought he was crap against Freiburg. I thought he was poor against Everton. I thought he was poor in the first half against Burnley as well. So, 2.5 games of football, I think Paqueta looked. And by the way, after such a lengthy layoff, I don't blame him. It's not the end of the world. But that second half performance against Burnley, I thought we saw somebody just grab that game by the scruff of the neck and say, "We're not getting beat by Burnley. This isn't good enough. Come on." And I felt like it was almost a little bit like sometimes under Bilic, she'd look at Payet and say, "Can you just do something? We're struggling here. Can you do something? You're the only player capable of just going like that, and a goal happens." And I thought Paqueta had an element of that about him on Sunday. I think Bowen looked really good on the right-hand side. We need a win at all costs. This is a big game for us. The most important game of the season until the next Europa League one, should we go through on Thursday night. So I hope you're right, Gonzo. But anyway, if you've enjoyed this preview, probably not. But so if you have enjoyed this preview, please do drop a like on it by clicking thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to Hammers Chat. It's an early kickoff on Thursday evening. So we will be live, or I will be live on Thursday at 4:40. 4:40 I'll be live with the build-up show. So if you're going to the game, enjoy it. If not, come back here at 4:40 on Thursday. And you can keep me company as we talk about the West Ham team, Freiburg team, and then Charlie will be with you for the duration of the game. Myself and Gonzo, we'll catch you in a bit.